established protocol. I think the question from Channel and TBC, they are related. You know, thank God journalists are here. There seems to be misrepresentation between a corps member and a prospective corps member. Once you report to camp, I am not registered as a prospective corps member. Those that are in camp and duly registered and sworn in are corps members. So when you see in the press, so number of corps members, it's not, there needs to be clarification. Those, once you report to camp, only those that are screened and are negative are permitted to enter. You know, and the camp is a closed one. That's why we are different from schools. We are closed ones, and only those that are negative are inside. Once you are positive, you are taken away by the NCDC for treatment. I know the youth, their immune system is very strong. Within 3-4 days, they recover. So it is only those with underlying condition that you have challenges. So that's why if we had a virtual meeting with the NCDC, and they said, NYSC, our operation has become the model for others to study. Because only those that are certified negative that are in camp. And that's why when I go around, I also test before I'm moving. All the NYSC officials that are in camp are also tested. So if you are not tested, you are not. Even the officials that come to camp, also the people that come for lectures and so on. If you are not tested, you cannot come in. And we thank the PTF with the introduction of the RDT kit, test kits. Within 15-20 minutes, the result is out. If there is a need for further clarification, you are taking for the PCR test. And that time may take some hours. So until you are cleared, you will not listen. And at the same time, those that are positive, until they are fully treated and certified negative, they will not allow them. So we are very careful, and we have really planned to ensure that everybody adheres strictly to the protocol. We have our vanguard that enforces the various safety protocol measures in our camps. And the corps members, they know, because if they don't cooperate, they want to bear the brunt. You know, because orientation is germane to our operation. I said with that orientation, it's just like army being recruited, and then you launch them to the battlefield without training. You know, this in orientation, all of us here were all corps members. I also served in 1989. My mate is here. See her there. We are classmates at the University of Jos. We all served. I served in Borno State. But you know, their own generations now are different. That's why I refer to them as digital corps members. So we are going to work closely with the NCDC to ensure that they are there strictly. Because the camp, I see the camp as an NCDC camp. They are there with us. They monitor our activities to ensure that everything is into place and we don't have any challenge. And you know, in the past, as corps members, during orientation, of course, people take ill. The moment somebody have fever, the NCDC goes to test immediately. And once it is okay, they say they will continue. And thank God, so far, we never had any fatality in batch B stream 1A and 1B. We never had any fatality. They all recovered in quick time. And we never had any problem. And I'm sure with our determination, both on the part of the corps members and the NCDC, we are going to have a hitch-free exercise. The NCDC and the NYSC, we're having a webinar meeting, Zoom meeting with all the prospective corps members on Friday. We had it also for the batch 1A and 1B. All of them were on board. We discussed together, and they know the implication of the protocols, that they don't want to joke with it. You'll be surprised when you go to camp. In our marine market, you know, the camp, as I said earlier, is a gamut of activities. Socio-economic activities also take place. The host communities, they also have the buy and sell take place there. They pray for the orientation to come all the time because they also invest. Corps members, all the money we pay to corps members in camp ended up in Mami and for the communities. You understand what I'm saying? So thousands of employment opportunities are provided to Nigerians during our orientation exercises. And they too are also tested. And only few. Before that, however, say about 200, 300 people, retailers in Mami market. Now we have about 16. So that's to ensure that everybody is safe. So I can assure you that we won't have any problem. For the issue of our partnership and the timeline, and also the battle that Otumba had fought, I've also fought several battles, if you have been monitoring my activities. When I came on board, corps members that were earlier mobilized, We discussed why they cannot make simple sentence. They cannot. So cannot even write the name of their schools. So what I did was organize a meeting with prospective producing institutions from the West African sub-region. And some also came from East Africa and thereabout. And I read a riot act to them that I will never tolerate nonsense. And some of them were arrested in camp, some have been prosecuted, and some also undergoing prosecution. In November, December last year, over 24,000 registered online as foreign trained for our orientation course. So because of the measure we took, I can assure you only about 4,000 or thereabout came for the screening. Because I told them, if you are not qualified, you come around, we'll arrest you and make sure we prosecute you. So just go and obtain fake certificate from these West African universities. They cannot write simple English. You ask, you say you read mass communication. What is mass communication? They cannot tell you. So I can assure you that things have changed, and I'm very happy that the Minister of Education have also established a national standing committee for verification of such documents, and NYSC is a member. So we're happy that things are turning for the better. I can assure you that I'm a man of my words, and I work with timelines. And having known Otumba whom he is, we are going to get there. The partnership, as I said, will blossom from strength to strength as quickly as possible. Because the core members, apart from this national cultural tool we established, apart from their performance and thereabout, it's also a training ground. And the film we produce, all done by core members. We are going to have many superstars amongst them. So at the end of the day, when they finish from the NYSC, they are not going to start looking for white-collar job. They're already producers and so on. They have experience in film production. We're having done this with the NYSC. So I think we'll have no problem by those ways. Skill acquisition, as though it's directed to him, I can assure you that the youth should take advantage of the various measures being put in place by the federal government. Recently, we have this $75 billion Youth Trust Fund established by the federal government. And I'm happy the Minister of Youth and Sport said he has also caned our youth for NYSC so that they will also benefit from this. I was privileged to attend in the villa where Mr. President also flagged off the National Young Farmer Scheme being run by NADA. So those of them that are interested in agribusiness, I can assure you, if they key into the program, they will excel in life instead of waiting for white-collar job. The era of white-collar job is gone. Our core member that have, and ex-member that have done very well, they will tell you they don't need any white-collar job because the take-home for their investment is quite rewarding. We thank the CBN, the Bank of Industry, the NYSC Foundation. They also support our core members with soft loans for them to do their business. So thank you. By God's grace, we are going to have a hitch-free, and we are going to work closely with the NCDC as we have done. Thank you very much.
Use this opportunity to appeal to the journalists. There is a perception I'm very worried about. This COVID-19 is a visitor. It's briefly on visit. It will soon be out of this place by the grace of Almighty God. This issue of stigmatization, we need to stop it. COVID-19 is like somebody having cold. You can walk into the hospital like they do all over the world and test. If you have it, you save community spreading. Yeah. That's the whole idea. But the way I'm telling you, if you hear somebody have COVID-19 now, some people will not pass near their house again. I don't think it's not the best. Yeah. We should be our brother's keepers on this matter. So that question that came first is to let them know. Secondly, I want to appeal. Let us always clear things. General Jones mentioned something very instructive today. Before you go into the camp, you are tested. This was not reported that way. Somebody just brought a figure that core members are infected. And I mean, it's not being fair on the core members. You have to be tested and be sure it's negative before you go in. He just cleared it now. I'm sure we can help to clear that. Are we together? Yes, sir. Fantastic. On the issue of skill acquisition, I know my dear sister Maureen from Daily Trust is asking that question because today, maybe I should say it this way, that if you don't blow your trumpet, it may get corrosed. That the day you may want to blow it, then there will be sound again. This agency documented with telephone numbers. We have trained over 2 million Nigerians, free. And the records are from Kaduna to Rivers, from Rivers to Edo. Prince, we train people in your place. We just left Jos. Jos is the highest I've ever seen. I've never seen it before. I was so impressed. Even women brought their children to give them food and keep them, to learn a skill. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Chinese didn't use witches. It was the same strategy. And maybe I should let you know something today. The Chinese took over 10,000 physically inspired people. We call them blind people here. And they took them to a town called Guarin. And they were the one that produced all the bags you are seeing. So I asked my Chinese friend, I said, why the blind people? He said, look, the blind people are the most focused people in production. I said, what? He said, yes. He said, when they are knitting a bag, even if a pretty woman is passing, they don't know about it. So I got the message, honestly. So we must start to think outside the box. We can't be waiting. Yeah. This agency, secondly, and all of you were there, you know, we are the first country in Africa to launch a drive-in production. It never happened in Africa. And we did it at the Sheraton. We had how many countries? 28. 28 countries said they could not believe Nigerian could take this front row. What did we do? You would drive your car, sit down inside your car, and be watching production. I think you say it's COVID. If you're in your car, definitely it will take time before COVID will penetrate the air conditioner and everything. And we introduced something that was very instructive too. Your car radio will give you a channel to tune to. We'll be picking everything on stage. I mean, journalists, am I speaking? I mean, we're all there now. You're all there. We experience it. So the only thing we need to do is to start thinking outside the box. Like I said, COVID-19 is like rain falling. Rain falling, you look for umbrella or raincoat. Will not stop us for life moving on. Exactly. So please, I beg all the journalists here today, we need to give a new perception of in-depth reporting of the effort Nigeria is making to come out of this. Not every time the negative aspect. May I use this opportunity to thank journalists. Our land, that I told you one of my battles, that they said they've taken their cousin to prison. You know, I didn't go to prison. I was here with you people. And I made a press conference, isn't it? I promise you journalists, we should be having dinner there very soon. Because you are the people who join us in the battle. And you are to celebrate with us. Thank you very much. I'm sure we've addressed all the questions. Maureen and others, we're happy here? Okay then. Thank you very much.